r/askReddit. What is a thing that is universally hated by all people? Biting your cheek while eating ruins even the best meal. And then the swollen part juts out and is easier to bite again by accident. The first time hurts. The second is even worse. Biting your tongue, even worse. Or your lip. And then you somehow keep on biting the same spot over and over. Burning your tongue, even worse. I'll take burning my tongue over the roof of my mouth any day. I swear, I get a blister right behind my front teeth as soon as it happens. The almost sneeze. The blue balls of the face. The tingling in your nose or the point where you inhale and then nothing happens. Yes. Then you try make yourself sneeze by looking at the sun and then you hurt your eyes and sometimes still don't sneeze. Yeah, frick that. That is called a photic sneeze reflex and only around 25% of people have it. Even worse is when you try to hold it back but it forces its way through your clamped shut sinuses and it hurts like hell. Traffic. You're not stuck in traffic. You are traffic. Hey honey, where are you? We are all waiting for you. I will be late 30 minutes, hun. Why? I am traffic. I am not in traffic, Skylar. I am the traffic. I say that depends on the cause of the traffic. Rush hour downtown? You are traffic. Long haul down the interstate and you can see that one car in the fast lane is refusing to go any faster than the car next to it and a line is building up behind them and your ETA keeps climbing because you're going under the speed limit? Stuck in traffic. Reading this deeply triggered me. When that happens, I literally want to burn the world down. While laughing maniacally, I move back and forth from the boonies to the city every 6 months, so I only have to deal with it half the year, but man, there is nothing worse. The sound of an alarm clock, even during the day, hearing it gives me the same 5 more minutes vibes. Yes, hearing someone else's alarm give me the wake up jolt no matter what time of day it is. Being sleepy, getting into bed, then being awake. I've been having this problem for about a week now. I'm tired all day but wide awake once I go to bed and I freaking hate it. Prepare for more sleep advice that work for me. Try stretching, focused on the back muscles. Focus on breathing. Avoid inner monologue of breath in, breath out, and just the actual action. If it takes more than 30 minutes to fall asleep, get up and do something else. This help get rid of some frustration of not going to sleep. I do apologize if you did not want tips on sleeping and just wanted to vent. Love this avoid inner monologue, focus on the action itself advice. I will try practicing that. Thanks. Those ads that autoplay on the side of web pages, especially when they automatically have sound. Even worse, the ones that autoplay in the center of the screen. With fake X buttons. They have fake X buttons? I've gotten so pissed off over not being able to X out of the fricking things, and I just assumed it was my internet or phone screen not responding. I have literally shut the device all the way off before because I couldn't figure out how to make the ad go away. A lot of sites that have autoplay videos that open up in the bottom right when you scroll down the page seem to do it. The mini player has an X and a pause button, but they don't work until the ad finishes playing. And it's doubly annoying because if I'm scrolling down to read your news article, I clearly don't want to watch your shitty video. I scrolled past it. I don't want a mini video player to open up and shove it in my face again. The worst part is when there's one of those, and then a really deep header to the page that moves as you scroll. I don't know why, but I like to read the words around a third of the way down the screen. No higher, no lower. I can read them all over the screen. I just don't like to. But now there's so much shit on the screen I just feel claustrophobic. So in the end I just think, ya know what? I don't want to learn why gas prices have doubled that badly. Good day, sir. Getting asked to get up for something the moment you sat down. Or when your other half calls you and says, come here. I say why and they say, just come here. It's nearly always something they could have come to you to say. 90% of living with your so is one of you yelling, what? From another room. What's the other 10%? Yelling, yes? From the other room. I thought it was, what do you want for dinner? Water running down your sleeve when washing dishes, then standing on the water with socks on. IDK what the problem is, but every damn time I hand wash dishes I wind up with my shirt soaked in water all over the counters. I'm just going to blame my kitchen sink. Similarly, in a restaurant kitchen, when the closer's wet stacked some third pans on a high shelf and the next morning you reach up to grab one and cold water drips off the edges and runs down into your armpit. Ew. Or worse, sink edge water soaking your shirt and midsection. Still better than socks in the tub. Ketchup pre-cum if you forget to shake the bottle. I definitely hate that you phrased it that way. As a waiter who has to squeeze out ketchups for people who want them, I can confirm. Shit's like water and it's disgusting. You have to squeeze out ketchup for people? How entitled are people? Accidentally breathing water through your nose. Flip side of accidentally drinking water, liquid wrong and it comes out the nose. This happens with rice like 1/10 times I eat it. I guess I breathed wrong and it gets pushed up the back of my nose and it's really annoying. Having something stuck deep in your nose does not feel good. When I was a kid, I was watching The Simpsons with my dad as we ate dinner, which was steak. There's an episode where Bart and Lisa are in movie theater watching a horror movie. Lisa covers her eyes and says something like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad. Let me know when it's over, Bart." There's a pause. Bart says, "It's over." Lisa uncovers her eyes. The entire theater goes bright blood red, and Lisa screams her head off. I was chewing a piece of steak, and laughed so hard that it went up and got stuck in my nose, sinuses. It was there for like 10 minutes, and then just dropped back into the back of my mouth. I once had a single ramen noodle go up my nose because my friend made me laugh while eating. Pulling that fricking noodle out of my nose was the most uncomfortable feeling of my life. Yes, anything that's very crumbly. I love cornbread, but every time I eat it, it wants to go backwards through my nasal passage. As a teen, was eating a hamburger and suddenly sneezed, out of nowhere. I sucked a chunk of hamburger into my fricking sinus. I felt it rattling around in my face. The panic of imagining it rotting next to my brain was terrifying. I had no idea how to get it out. We didn't do doctors unless you were dying back then. Terrifying. Had this happened minus the sneeze. 3 days later I blew my nose in the shower and a marble-sized chunk of decaying cheeseburger came out of my nose. The smell that followed could not be covered. The most rank smell I've experienced so far. With a neti pot, people intentionally do this. I've used a neti pot before, and because of the way you have your head tilted, it doesn't hurt because you don't actually breathe any of the water in. If you're doing it right, it can take some practice. Fair enough. I can't imagine using one. I am curious what it feels like when things go wrong during practice. I used one but didn't have my head tilted correctly. It's like immediately pouring water in your lungs. Like immediate drowning. 0/10 would not try again. I can't bring myself to use one, even though my mother thinks they're the best thing ever. I'm terrified of the water going back my nose. I can't even use nose spray. A neti pot would probably drown me. Cold spots in food after heating it up for 4 minutes. Similarly, a sudden crunch in food that's supposed to be soft. Nothing like a chunk of bone in the middle of my Sonic burger. Yes, this will literally ruin an entire meal for me and it's just, no more meat for me for 2 days smiley face. I just give up eating at that point. Lava spots in the same dish that ruin the entire experience only to be completely contrasted by the still cold spots. Nothing else makes you feel like you're coming down with a virus than an improperly warmed dish. Nothing like that cold center of lasagna. LPT. This is why you use the microwave at power level 6 and leave a hole in the center of whatever's in the dish so it heats evenly. Life-changing. Or the moment you put headphones on and they see you do it. Then try to talk to you and get mad that you're ignoring them but they ignored you most of the day. This but with a book. Why is it that the very second I start reading my previously silent sweetie decides to tell me all his stories? Little does he know I've already adapted and if he's too silent or stuck in a Reddit rabbit hole I know cracking open a book will bring out his chatty side. Booah ha ha. When you think the hot drink has cooled enough to drink, but then you find out you were wrong, so wrong. Takeaway coffees are worst for this. Take a sip. Thus is alright. Take a gulp and immediately realize the first sip was only the foam. Burned tongue can ruin your entire day and possibly the day after that as well. I burned my tongue making pasta the other day and it's only just now stopped hurting. When you go to a Christian summer camp and don't make many friends. Mostly because you are weird and fat. Then, on the last days of camp, the cool kid puts a small toad in your underwear as you get on the bus to go home. The toad seems to escape, but really he is squished in your butt, so you unknowingly ride 4 hours with a dead toad in your butt and it smears guts all over your underwear. I bet everybody hates that, right? Damn, are you okay? I mean, it was like 35 years ago, so the scar is beginning to heal. Sorry you had to go through that. Trying to click X on an ad but actually clicking on the ad and it redirects you to the Play Store. Those should be illegal. Come on, Europe, ban it already. The X's be really small sometimes too, so my fat finger misses it and ends up clicking on the ad itself, which takes me to another site. They do this on purpose. And the algorithm now thinks you are an easy mark for these ads. Yes, this is infuriating, or when ads make you sit through the entire thing. Then make you sit through an end ad after watching the whole ad, which then makes you sit through a few seconds extra to be able to click off the ad. Don't even talk to me about it, I'm getting angry, ha ha ha. In a similar vein, those video players where there's a play button in the middle, but it just launches you to an ad on another tab when you try to click it. You have to press it like 2 to 4 times and X out of all the tabs it opens for the actual video stream to play. Similar to yours, but I hate when you click on a link and the page drops. Then you click back, wait ages, decide it won't do it again, then it drops again just as you click the link, taking you to the wrong place again. I have received ads where they put a misleading X so that you click on it and you will be sent to the Play Store. A sexually suggestive ad or violent gun game ad playing for your toddler during their shapes matching game. That should be illegal or better regulated. That moment when something's stuck in between your teeth and your tongue can locate it just fine, but your fingers or a toothpick can't. Or the itch that's right in the middle of your upper back but too far down to reach it by yourself. Or that itch that is somehow exactly between the back of your throat, inside your ear, and behind your eye. I once accidentally trolled my girlfriend because of this. I told her, I have an itch I can't scratch. She looked at me weird, so I continued, it's in my ear, and no matter what I do it doesn't go away. Said while rapidly pushing and pulling my ear. That was the day I learned the phrase, an itch I can't scratch, is a sex reference. She thought you wanted a dick in your ear? That's like basic level kinks, bro. Live your best life. I had one of those for like a week. It was part of a popcorn kernel and almost no amount of flossing was dislodging it. Finally got the fricker out and it was better than sex. Tie a knot in the floss and run that in between the teeth, pulling down towards the gums a bit. You'll get the kernel easily. I had a small piece of chicken lodged up inside my gum for the better part of a week. The euphoria when it finally came out. Popcorn is the worst offender of relentlessly getting stuck in teeth. I started carrying a baggie of single-use floss pick things because my partner and I go to the movies a lot, and if a kernel gets stuck, I will spend the entire movie thinking about it and trying to get it out. Being able to dislodge it within seconds is friggin' amazing. It really is a super specific, and kind of orgasmic, feeling. I had a coworker who got a bit of popcorn hull jammed red far down her gum, didn't notice it and it eventually caused an abscess. While she was having surgery, the endodontist found it. Oh, even worse is when you have a popcorn kernel's shell shards stuck like a bubble on the back of your tongue. You always feel it, but attempting to dislodge it with your fingers would make you vomit or would make the kernel fall down your windpipe, and it itches. Yes, hate having that popcorn hull piece that somehow suction cups itself to the back of your throat. Super irritating. Perfect description about trying to dislodge it. Handle this in a bathroom or shower. Breathe in short, shallow breaths. Keep breathing like that. Use a toothbrush to flick the shard to one side. Keep breathing until you can rinse or swallow if you did not keep breathing throughout, and thus gagged. Well, clean up the mess. Treat yourself and get a water pick. They are amazing. Had one as a kid. Thankfully this problem was a one-time thing. Every other time I've had popcorn or anything similar, I've not had an issue with stuff like this. This one hit different. My mother had false teeth. When I was a teenager, she used to love taking out her teeth at the dinner table and lick all the mashed potato and gunk off them. Yuck. I can relate to getting rid of the gunk in the teeth, but that shit made me want to hurl. I would simply pass away if someone did this in front of me. Bruh. Oh my god. I initially misread this as you love to take her teeth out and lick them clean, and I was gagging. Yuck. Thank you for that lovely mental picture. I'm gonna throw up my lunch now. Ah. I actually love this feeling. I have a particular two teeth that tend to get meat like beef, pork or lamb trapped between them. I like to let it sit there overnight aching a little, then in the morning I get the near orgasmic relief of picking it out in a tasty fermented morsel. This made me very uncomfortable. Our unpopular opinion welcomes you. Jesus Christ, clean your teeth. I once had a piece of apple stuck between my teeth that hurt like hell, and I had no access to floss for at least 4 hours. Also, it wasn't between my teeth, but the other night I was eating roasted peppers and I felt a piece of skin like caught near the back of my teeth at the roof of my mouth, and so I was trying to get it with my toothbrush, and I thought I did at first, but when I laid down I still felt it at the back of the roof of my mouth, so I shined a flashlight down my throat and saw this brown crispy piece of skin on my soft palate. Was gonna get my toothbrush to brush it off as I shined the light down my throat, but it ended up coming loose by itself. No idea how food can even get stuck there. When you're showering and the shower curtain moves and sticks to your body. When you see it slowly billowing towards you, so you slap it away, only for it to slowly creep towards you again a moment later. Spray the side of the tub with the curtain. The actual tub. Then push the curtain to the tub. It sticks. No more being touched in the middle of your showers. This only works with a tub and shower curtain. Spam calls about the warranties on vehicles. This is our last attempt. Oh really? Please, let it be your last fucking attempt. Don't threaten me with a good time. Lol, them and debt collectors call my workplace. I am like, how can I help you? They go, we've been trying reach you. I am like, this is AutoZone. They always hang up. Oh no, I actually love them. It is extremely satisfying to waste their time and have fun with them. I actually wait for them to call me. It helps me to get rid of stress. Same. I like to hear them get excited when I tell them I want to purchase the warranty. I tell them I am glad that are willing to renew because I didn't even know I had one. Then to hear them deflate when I tell them the age of my car or the mileage. So sweet. I once told one that my car had been hit by a meteorite and the engine was punctured straight through like a donut, and asked if it was covered. They hung up. Lol. My boyfriend says he likes to humor them for a little bit, then randomly start screaming and cursing like a maniac. Apparently that's a fast way to get on their do not call list. I let them speak whatever they want to say to me, show a bit of interest by responding, yes, okay, and This goes on for a long time. Yesterday, it went on for 15 minutes. At the end, when they ask me whether I would like a new credit card or renew the warranty, I respond with a no. That's the golden minute when the probability of them losing their shit is the highest. Most of them cut the call, but one time a girl responded by cursing me and telling me how much she hates her job, and I laughed at her. Those are the moments that confirm that I am a sadist. People making noises with their mouth when they eat. Chewing with their mouth open. There's a sound some people make when they eat where it's like the back of their throat sticking. It makes me irrationally angry. Sinus infections. I had sinus infections year after year until age 16, when I had an operation to straighten my nasal septum, the bit in the middle between your two nostrils. When they took off the bandages, it was like nothing I'd ever felt before or since, but it changed my life for the better. Wait, are you telling me that fixing the inside of my nose would help? I've had a chronic sinus infection going for a decade now. Coincidentally, about a year before it started, I had my nose broken, and now due to all the nosediving for COVID tests, I was told my septum is crooked to one side. Deviated septum club, unite. My friend also had surgery to correct his deviated septum and said it was life-changing. I am very tempted, but I think my case is minor enough that I can just struggle through the occasional sinus headaches. There was this guy who was pretty closed off and didn't want to talk much to others. Then one day he opened up because I got sinus infection, and he told me that he got it often. Lol. From that on, he became more friendly and humorous with everyone. It's an epic story. We were all so tense and we always compared ourselves to each other. Therefore, belittling others because of their flaws and feeling insecure about ourselves was really common. But once I got sinus infection, it broke the ice, and somehow I and the guy became closer, in friendship. And it helped him to become more chill with others too. Seriously though, I've had a pneumonia a year since I was a kid. Actually just healing from one right now. Few of them almost killed me, and also had COVID, and I'd rather have a pneumonia than a sinus infection. Being told, we need to talk later. Why did you give me the notification? Now I'm gonna be riddled with anxiety until we talk. You could have just said nothing. And then you find out it's about something trivial, unimportant. You've had me stressing all day for that? My wife did that recently and it was, I think we need a new living room rug. I don't feel like things are going to work out with this table. I think we should see other people. About our car insurance. Reply with, yes, we really need to talk. It is high time now for you to know this. To give the person 10x more anxiety back than they have given you. Definitely doing this next time. The good ol' anxiety reverse card. Draw 2. Reverse oh no card. The 2 ads on YouTube that are long enough to be annoying, but aren't long enough to be skipped. 5 seconds ads. Lately, they had the 2 ads be 15 seconds and neither are skippable. Click on the bottom left exclamation mark or question mark, and report the ad. It lets you skip it instantly. Best life hack I've seen in years. Thank you. No longer works. I am just curious who are the ones responsible for those ads that are like 45 minutes long. Do they really think we're going to sit there and watch it? They're hoping you're just letting a playlist of videos ride while you sleep and they try to sneak in a full infomercial in there. I don't understand this though. Is it so you don't go through as many videos, so they don't have to pay for the view? I thought the whole reason these guys paid for the ads to be played is engagement, so if you're asleep, there is no engagement. Have you gotten those ads that are whole-ass music videos for the crappiest bands? Lord, I hate those and I'm overjoyed when I can finally skip them. I mean, I've occasionally found some rather good songs through those ads. Introduced me to the band Gunship, which I don't regret in the slightest. But yeah, for the most part, I don't care enough to sit and listen to the songs in ads. And how the ads will easily load but the video you're trying to watch won't. My thought yesterday was not long enough to drop my fork to grab my remote to skip. Just as they probably intended. And at least one of them is always a Liberty Mutual ad with Doug and or Limu Emu. Lately I've been getting silent ads. Makes me think my volume is down, so I turn it way up. Then the ad ends, and the video starts, and my eardrums are destroyed. What about Twitch's 6 unskippable 30-second ads edit? They also have 10 ads at a time, sometimes 2. Geez, the Twitch ads are cancer. The same 6 ads rolled all day every 20 minutes in 4 15-second blocks. When you rip a paper towel off and that little corner doesn't come with and stays on the next paper towel. I think we can all agree that we hate that. It feels like such a defeat. Yes, and the difficulty I have unsecuring the first piece of toilet paper from the roll. Why so much glue? Why? Each roll is already squoze in next to buddies in a plastic bag or paper roll. Why all the security? Just gimme 3 lil spots of glue spaced out with an edge to grab onto and we'll be good. Trying to unpeel a fresh roll of TP, often in dire circumstances, should not mean wrestling and tearing the first 3 feet apart with my fingernails hoping to get the layers right. Screw that noise. So close, yet so far. When your pocket or belt loop snags on the door handle. Especially when you're already in a hurry and upset about it. Or if you're already in a bad mood and nothing is going right that day. Or if you're in the middle of an argument. This happened to me at work a couple of years ago. I'm a flight attendant and was standing by the cockpit talking to the captain, who I just met for the first time, just general pre-flight info. So I was like, alright, great, blah blah, was gonna leave him to his devices as I went and did my thing. Tried to walk away, but the doorknob handle for the bathroom, that's next to the cockpit door, completely trapped me and got inside of my belt loop on the back of me. I could not get myself free. It was so awkward for this pilot to try and come over and dislodge my ass from this door handle. OMG, I was melting. Ha ha, can just picture this. Also, when your pocket catches on the doorknob. Same category equals standing up from your desk while you're plugged in headset on. Of all the things I proportionally overreact to, this is the highest. Like, it's not a huge deal, but I absolutely want to lose my shit whenever it happens. When you turn your neck a weird way and it starts hurting. When you sneeze and strain a back muscle. Woohoo, I found my people. Yes, the 25-plus-year-olds. I'm not even 25 and I have this. That weird burning feeling too, where you don't know if it'll last a few minutes or you're going to wake up tomorrow unable to move your neck. OMG, that burning. That scares the crap out of me every time. My best buddy said the burning stage felt like a hot worm crawling through his neck muscles when we were 11 to 12 years old. My whole family still refers to this feeling as hot worm. I'm 31 now. Some dumb shit just sticks, I guess. I found a steady routine of yoga both help me avoid them, but also allows me to pop things back into place a lot quicker than when I'm more tense and not doing my stretches. Or not wake up at all tomorrow. People coming into your room and then leaving the door open. Or turning the lights on and then leave after talking to me. Sigh. Yes, that's worse. People coming into the room, changing the temperature, then leaving. Oh hell no. The life story before the recipe on recipe websites. I'm not kidding. I looked up a recipe for a certain blackberry-centered dish and it had literally no recipe in it. It was a one-paragraph story about how she used to pick blackberries when she was a kid. Mind you, the title was a recipe and it was located on a recipe website. I don't care about how your Mima used to make this special lemon cake for you every day and how she died of left pinky toe cancer in 1992 and now you make the lemon cake for your kids, mail-dried. Just show me the recipe for the pissing lemon cake. Definitely annoying, but there's actually reasoning for this. There's this thing called SEO, search engine optimization, which is basically all about how high your page ranks on Google when you search for something. You always want to rank as high as possible because being closer to the top article on the first page of Google means more views and then more ad revenue, etc. One factor that helps your SEO is the length of your blog post. Longer blog posts generally rank higher on Google. This post is longer. This person probably knows what they're talking about and has more authority, so we should boost them. So having the whole essay before the recipe helps. Though, the good food blogs don't tell their life story before the recipe. Good food blogs write a few paragraphs before the recipe, but only stuff that's actually related to the recipe, tips, step-by-step instructions, etc., and not really their personal lives. Nobody cares about their life story, we just want to learn how to make those chocolate chip cookies. This comes up a lot. I understand it's not what you're looking for, but historically cookbooks have anyways included little anecdotes and such to go with the recipe. The websites are just continuing the tradition and add a little context to the dish. Sure, at this point we don't really need to know any background around chocolate chip cookies, but if you're looking through the cookbook or website for ideas and inspiration, those little stories are nice to have. Food is more than just food sometimes. I agree, but also in a book you don't have to scroll past all the story. The story and the recipe and the picture are all there on the page and it's easy to find the bit you wanted to quickly check. I do like reading a bit about how they came up with the recipe or how their grandma used to make it, but if I'm making it from memory and just needed to double check a measurement, it's a pain to scroll past all that story again. I'm sorry, but I don't want to sit down and read a life biography when I want to bake a cake. I just sincerely don't care. Seems like most people don't care about it, either. Just because it's a tradition to add a bunch of random life stories that almost nobody cares about doesn't mean it's suddenly likable. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you want to go back to sleep but you have to pee. And then after you pee, you can't go back to sleep and you lie there wide awake. Nice. You have made it to the end already. Thank you for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, please do so, as there will be more videos like this in the near future.